Good morning. Today we're going to be learning about partial quotients division. So we're going to estimate.
Partial quotients division. 1. Estimate. Write a number model with an unknown to represent the problem. Then solve using partial quotients division. There are 6 pencils in each pack of pencils. How many packs can be made from 96 pencils? Estimate. Number model with unknown. Answer: blank, pack, or packs.
Okay, so we're going to write a number model with the unknown to represent the problem. So let's first do an estimate. Okay. So my estimate, I'm going to say, what's a number I can say that is close that we could divide by? So I'm going to do 96 is close to 100, so I'm going to make 96 100, and then I'm going to divide it by, I'm going to change my 6 to a 5 because that's pretty easy. So I'm going to do 100 divided by 5, and I know that that equals 20. So there's my estimate. Okay. To do partial quotients division, what we have to do is we have to first set up our problem. So let's set up our problem in a box that we know how to do. And so our 6 is on top. We're trying to figure out what this one is. And then we're writing 96 in the box, okay? So our number model with the unknown is going to be 96 divided by 6 equals, let's just put P for pencils, okay? So we're going to try to figure this out. So now I'm going to think of multiples of 6 so that I can get closer to 96, okay? So my first multiple I'm going to use 10. So I'm going to do 6 times 10 in here, and that equals 60, okay? Because I'm trying to figure out how many pencils can fit in the packs. And so I'm trying to get as close to 96 as I can without going over. So I know that that's 60. So now what I'm going to do over here is I'm going to take 96 minus 60, okay? 96 minus 60. And I get 36, okay? So I'm going to draw another rectangle. Okay. So now I know that my top one is 6 times 10 equals 60. Okay. Now my leftover is 36. What's a factor? A 6 factor, I know, that can go into 36, that can fit. Well, I know my 5s, so I'm thinking my 5s, that would be 6 times 5 equals 30. Okay, so I'm going to do that one. So I'm going to do 6 times 5, and I know that that equals 30, okay? So now I'm going to take 36, and I'm going to minus 30, and now I only have 6 left over. So now, I'm going to draw a dotted line down here. How many times does 6 go into 6? Yeah, just one time. So 6 times 1 equals 6. Now what I have to do is now I need to add up these numbers. I need to add 10, 5, and 1, okay? So now off to the side, I'm going to add 10 plus 5 plus 1 to equal 16. And so I add my 6 here, I subtract my 6. That's how I know that I'm done. So I know that my answer is going to be 16 packs because I added up all my factors together that added up to 96. Okay, let's try another one. All right, here's my next one.
Partial quotients division. 2. Estimate. Write a number model with an unknown to represent the problem. Then solve using partial quotients division. Dion has $84 to use to purchase books. Books cost $7 each. How many books can Dion buy? Estimate. Number model with unknown. Answer, blank, book or books.
All right, so now we are doing 7 divided by 84, okay? So let's do an estimate. Okay, I know that 84 is pretty close to 80, so I'm going to round down to 80, okay? And I know that 7 is pretty close to 8, so if I round that to 8 and I divide that, I know that that equals 10 because I know my tens facts, okay? Now we're going to do our number model with our unknown, okay? So we're going to do 84 divided by 7 equals, we're going to put B for books. Okay. Now we're going to draw a picture to represent it. I'm going to draw my picture down here this time. So I'm going to do 7B 84, okay? So now, I'm going to draw my box up here. Okay? What factor can I think of that is pretty close? So I always like to start with my tens, so I'm going to do 7 times 10, okay? And what's 7 times 10? Yep, that equals 70, okay? So now I'm going to come over here, and I'm going to subtract 70 away from this problem. So 4 minus 0 is 4. Then I have 1, okay? And I'm going to draw my line so I know. Okay, now I'm thinking, what times what could equal 14 times 7? And I'm thinking in my head, I know that 7 times 2 equals 14. So I take 14 over here and I subtract it, and I get 0. So now what I do is I add these factors I chose together. So I'm going to add 10 plus 2, and now I have my answer. So my answer would be 12 books. Alrighty, let's try the next one. Okay.
Partial quotients division. 3. Estimate. Write a number model with an unknown to represent the problem. Then solve using partial quotients division. Jayla ran 3 miles in 42 minutes. If she ran all 3 miles in the same amount of time, how many minutes did it take her to run each mile? Estimate. Number model with unknown. Answer, blank, minute or minutes.
Okay, so let's do an estimate. Alright, so I know that 42 is pretty close to 45, so I'm going to go ahead and round it up to 45, okay? And then I'm going to round my 3 to a 5. Okay. Because that's pretty easy for me to do. What's 45 divided by 5? Equals 9. All right. So our number model to set up the unknown, that's going to be 42 divided by 3 equals, let's put M for miles, okay? So I'm going to set up my box to help me understand. 42 goes on the inside, and 3 goes up top, and M goes on this side, okay? So let's draw a box to set this up. Okay, so I always like to start with tens. So let's see what 3 times 10 equals for my first one. Okay, I know that that equals 30 because I know my tens facts. So I'm going to take that off right there. Now I have to subtract 30 from 42. So 2 minus 0 is 2. And then 4 minus 3 is 1. So now I have 12. How many times can 3 go into 12 without going over? So I'm thinking, well, I know that 3 times 3 equals 9. So I'm going to do 3 times 3. I know that that equals 9, right? Okay, so I'm going to subtract 9. Can't take that away, so I have to borrow. What's 12 minus 9? It's 3. So here I have my last one. How many times can 3 go into 3? Yes, once. So I'm going to take 3 times 1, and I know that equals 3. So then I'm going to subtract my 3, and I'm going to get 0. Now, off to the side, I just need to add these up. So I need to add 10 plus 3 plus 1, and all together, that equals 14. And so since I got to 0, I know that my answer is 14.